think we're on. Yes, we are. Better hide that. Better hide that. Get all this stuff off my desk. Well, let's see. Where is the... There we go. Courtney Lee wants to be in my video. There we go. Something about Dan Worley. He's always the very first one on my my Facebook Lives, man. Uh-oh. Where the hell did I go? Oh, shit. Hold on, Courtney. There we go. Nice. Nice. Where's my sound? Say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let me see that watch.
Rolex.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
You didn't buy that from a dude in a trench coat in Times Square, did you?
No, I got it off of Amazon. It's a Michael Kors.
Folex. Did you already eat dinner so you don't piss off Marty?
I know. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock there in Atlanta, isn't it?
Yeah,
work
but
today?
Meg, yeah, no, I didn't. I just did a few estimates and got some work done on my car. Just it was a just a chill day today.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
Where
Can't
yeah,
panic when the phone's not ringing this week, right?
man, guys have been calling me
Yeah.
all week talking about Court is slow. I'm like, it's business.
You want to be slow this time of year. Good Lord, you got to take a
Exactly.
break.
Exactly. Take a break,
Yeah.
man. Relax sometimes. Hey, Meg, I got my
Yeah.
my flosser back.
Hold on a second. You look. You always got to look, see if it's all crusty. Here we go. Get
What's
that
up,
over
Bob?
with.
What's up, Bob? Yeah, man. What's going on, Mike? What we're going to talk about tonight, Mr. Truman and Mikey P. I can't pronounce his last name to save my life.
Pay a tay. It's actually really easy. Pay a tay.
Hey, I'll tell you. Okay.
There you
Every
go.
time I see those L's, I just try to get
Yeah,
those
I
L's
know.
in.
They should have been left on the Mayflower on the way over, but what am I going to do? Or you can just say pay toilet like everybody else does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, was it last night you and I talked? I said, I pop onto your Facebook page about as often as I do all the rest of them, and I see your videos. And I got a good gist of what you're doing, but I don't know much about you. Like how long you been in the cleaning business?
All right. So just a little bit. If everybody that's watching, Roger, what's up, man? Roger Lower in the house.
Roger's been
Um,
awful quiet lately. Have you noticed that?
I know. Yeah, I thought he retired.
Yeah, hope he's all right. It's not like him.
Yeah.
I'm used to like six live Roger Lloyds a day, man. I think it's been a couple of weeks. Anyway, Courtney, you're getting all mesmerized by the text under there. You better move it. See my dog? She wants to be part of the interview.
Yeah, well, my dog, well, my dog's more than my wife. But a little bit
Uh,
about myself, Mike. I'm 36 years old. I got in this industry when I was 19,
oh,
and
sheesh.
I know, yeah, so that's 17 years. So that was back then when you can find a job in the newspapers. So I tried to follow my dad's path because I just have a high school education. So I tried to follow my dad's path of warehouse work. So I worked for two warehouses and just sitting at the same spot for 8 hours, I was like, oh no, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Been there, done
I
that.
never forget exactly. So I picked up the AJC Atlanta Journal Constitution and I seen this. I never forget. It was this ad that said hard work, high pay. And it was a carpet cleaning company. And I'm not gonna name it. I think they're out of business, but it was basically a bait and switch company. And they were basically just doing a lot of marketing. And I remember, man, when I worked for this company, they had this one special that they would promote was 5 rooms for $35. Now this, even though this is
That
17
much?
years ago,
I started the
five
same way,
rooms
but mine was 5 rooms for 1995.
for what was there, well, that made me feel even better. So it was five
Yeah.
rooms for um 5 rooms for 35 bucks. It was like $7 a room. And what they would do, they would say, they would have these little meetings, man. They would just basically a bait and switch company. They give us these little
Yeah.
100 PSI portables. And back then I was working out of a Crown Victoria. And man, you got me going
Crown
back now. That's
Victoria.
when like, yeah, man, I was working out of a Crown
Where'd the
Victoria.
portable go? In the trunk or the back seat?
They wanted the trunk. All the chemicals went in the back seat. And man, just thinking about that far, like no GPS. That's when I learned how to read a map. So I would go like to
Yeah.
gas station and get maps, and it was crazy, man. So that's how I got into the business, working for that company. I worked for them for about a year, and I just love the freedom. But again, it was a bait and switch company, and they would just teach us to write up these high ass tickets. I mean, you go in at 35 bucks, and they say, no, you got 10 add-ons, and you writing tickets to 50. I mean, four, five, six
Oh, I
hundred
know
dollar
exactly
tickets.
how it worked. I
Yeah,
started the same
yeah,
way, and
yeah,
it was all about upselling. And with us, with Miller's Carpet Care, you didn't get a second job until you performed on the first job. And if you didn't
exactly.
upsell anything and you stuck to that $20, your next job was
Uh-huh,
miraculously, 100 miles in the wrong direction. If you sold,
exactly,
50 to $100, the next job was next door. It
exactly.
was a total pain in the butt, but I think I lasted about
Yeah,
as long as you did, roughly a year or so.
about a year, and I got tired again being kicked out of people's homes, and it was just a big game. It was just a big sales game. That's all it was. So I will say one thing about bait and switch is that you can learn lessons from it. Selling. I mean, it does teach you how to sell. I mean, it's an aggressive
Right.
sale, but it teaches you how to sell. And then once I left there, that's when I started going with a lot of the box companies. The first box company I went with was Sears.
Why do you call it a box company?
I mean, because they're the name brand companies that people see on the radio, they see them
Okay.
on TV. Yeah.
Okay.
So Sears was pretty big back then when I started. I was like 20 years old when I worked for them for about 2 years. It was a pretty nice sized company back then. It's very small now in the Georgia area. But and then after that, I just started falling in love with carpet cleaning because to me, even to this day, the way I run my business, it's not about the money. I just love to see people happy once my job is complete.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
what I was thinking. Why am I interviewing Courtney tonight? If somebody asks, I said, well, Courtney's one of the few that I see on Facebook that I would refer to, my friends and family or loved ones or whatnot. Because I can tell you have the passion that you're not going to rush through the job. You're certainly not going to embarrass me, and you got what it
yes,
takes. And that's the
right.
love for this industry. And um, I don't want to step on any toes or anything, but I just see a lot of bullshitters on Facebook, and
Yeah.
they come and go, and or they're just such an embarrassment, I could never refer them. It's too much sometimes. But anyhow, that's why I wanted to talk to you because you stand out and you made an impression on me, and we did meet before, in case
Yes, we
anybody was
did.
wondering. Yeah, at Nashville, right? Was it Nashville or
No, no,
St.
no, no. It was St.
St.
Pete.
Pete? St.
Yeah.
Pete, that's right. I've done
Yep.
so many of these things I can't keep them straight. Hey, was the Sears thing where they provided you equipment, or
No,
was
no,
it?
no, no. No, Sears was their own trucks, their own vans.
Yeah, they gave you the equipment.
No, 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 no. Sears didn't give me the equipment. It was the company Best Home Service, the one that gave me the equipment. They would basically like charge us like a $50 a week for the portable. Sears is like the big, the Sears, the name company.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they were
So no,
contracting through this other company.
yeah, basically, we're
Okay,
contractor.
gotcha. That's how I thought they ran. There is no real companies run around with a Sears logo. It's just a door magnet at best, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Bob Pruitt saying? You have a big YouTube presence?
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea. So you do the same kind of videos that you do on your page.
Yeah. I've been doing YouTube videos for about 3 years now, if not
What's
longer.
yeah? What's your average viewership on those?
Oh man, I got videos, man, 20, 30,000 views.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Dang. What's the highest one, and what's the subject?
Um, well, I do a mix of some for cleaning, promotion purposes to show my clients, potential clients. Also, a lot of carpet cleaners follow me on YouTube, and then some of them are basically trying to help guys in the industry. You know, because I have a lot of guys that call me every day, email me every day, want to get into the business, and so a lot of them are basically just motivational speeches that I do, just kind of lighten people up and just make people feel better about being in the business. But I had a buddy tell me, I had a few guys tell me, they said, Courtney, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I love your videos, but I really think that you have drawn people into this business the wrong way because they look at your success, but they don't see what you really had to do to go, to be where you are. And when I say, and I look back, I say I can kind of see that, Mike,
Yeah.
because I tell guys my story of struggling for 5 or 6 years, not being able to provide for my family, and but it's like that goes in one ear out the other. But they just see what I'm doing now, and now you have so many guys getting into the business, and now it's almost to the point where I can look at a guy and tell if he's going to be around 12 months later.
Oh yeah. That's that's not hard to do, is it? At
You
least for you
know,
and me, but yeah.
and you don't want
Yeah.
to tell them, but I say, you know what? I'll let the industry do it for me because the guys don't
Yeah.
realize, man, the carpet cleaning itself is easy, but this business within a whole, it's a hard business.
Yeah. Um, and some of them, some of them, they never figure it out, but they stay in because they're making just enough, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's tough sometimes. You ever feel like you're just kind of wasting your time knowing something's
yep,
going to fail, and it's a tough judgment call. But you try and help them, but some people are just so unpresentable, for lack of a better term.
yeah. I mean, it's
There's
true.
just such a
It is what
turnoff
it
in the
is.
house that no one's ever going to call them back. You know.
Exactly. Or
Yeah.
or they'll get those certain customers that don't care about that.
Yeah. Do you want those kind of customers? They're one
Mhm.
timer customers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if they do call you back, because I've been there before, and if those customers do call you back, those are the ones that, they're not going to pay, they're not going to refer you, and if they do call you back, they want it cheaper and cheaper every time because they think they're doing you a favor.
Yeah. Which, well, they probably are, those cases.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so you worked for how many companies before you finally pulled the plug and went and did it yourself?
Oh man. Ooh. Best Home, Sears, Atlanta Steamers, Brighter Carpets, Venturi,
Jeez.
Clearwater. Uh,
Hold on,
who
but
else?
you worked for a Venturi with the red vortex?
Yeah, yeah, I worked for
Really?
Ventura with those big vortexes. Did apartments. I
Wow.
worked for them for about 7 months, and that's one company that told me I work for Die Masters. He's a good guy too, but I'm not. But anyway, Venturi. That's what showed me that the apartment industry was not for me.
Is that what
Man,
their
that's what
client
you
base
call,
was?
huh?
Venturi was primarily through apartments, working
Oh
for
yes,
apartments.
primarily, yeah, apartments, college dorms, things like that, and that's what you call. That was basically just hustling. We were just hustling, getting in, getting out. Doing 20, 30 apartments a day, and that's one thing that told me, no, when I told myself back then, if I started my own, apartments would be out the door. I would
No
not
way.
market or, yeah, no.
No wonder
So
those old red trucks always beat the hell. There's still
yeah,
some out
man,
there.
yeah,
It's such a
yeah.
durable
So
truck, but
yeah,
man, they're always just
Venturi,
beat the.
Brighter Carpets. Who else? A few mom and pops that did the coupons and the val packs back then. 3 months here, go to another one, 4 months here. Then I started
That
having
many?
guys. Yeah.
How come so
So
many?
well,
Were you
it
always
got
telling the
it got
boss off?
well, no, it got to the point about my fourth company. In this business, your employees can either make you or break you. So back then, a lot of the guys would see me and they would hear about me from other people and the other companies like the suppliers. And I would start having guys say, "Hey, Courtney, how much they paying you over there?" And here it is, I'm a 24, 25-year-old kid. And these guys say, "Hey man, how much they paying you? How much percentage they paying you? Well, why don't you come over here and I give you 30% and I'll put you in a new truck?" Things like that. So there was a reason why at the last point of me working for other companies, I was bouncing around so much because it's almost like I was being recruited from different companies for more pay because of my ability of making the company look better, keeping the customers happier. Because again, this is just one, yeah, I just enjoyed doing it. To me, it was about making the customer happy.
Yeah, same here. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So who were you with, or what kind of company were you with when you finally just had enough and you found the money to get your own equipment?
Well, the way that worked was the last company I worked for. He was a local guy. He had just started a business, didn't know anything about the business. He just had the funds for trucks, just like a lot of guys. And he hired me. And again, I found him in the newspaper. And I worked for this guy for about 2 years. And one thing I will say about this guy that I really are grateful that God placed me in his presence is that I was able to see his business start from day one. And even that's when I first met my wife 13 years ago, and she actually worked from here for him answering phones for a small period of time, and I was still working for him. And one thing about me that pulled the plug on that was that I just didn't like the way he was operating his business. This guy was doing coupon packages when we were doing. I never forget this package he had. He had a $600 package where we cleaned the whole house, carpet cleaning, soap and love seed, air duct cleaning, and pressure wash the whole house for $600.
That was all itemized on the coupon.
Yes, and yeah,
Wow.
and I could just see the business within it. And it was a small, cause he had like two vans, and he went in with one carpet cleaner. They fell out. He ended up starting his own business, Clearwater, and after that, I just started seeing the business go down. I started seeing him complaining a lot about credit card problems and funny problems and losing money. So I knew his time was coming up, and again that's when I knew it was time for me to go ahead and jump out there and do my own. So he was the last guy that I worked for, which was about 9 years ago. Hold on, because I'll tell you that my daughter was about to be 11, so about 12 years ago. Yeah, about 12 years
Well,
ago. Yep.
so all this time
Um,
were you squirreling away some money to buy your first piece of equipment?
Well, this is how this happened. It came from my wife, who was my girlfriend back then, but she's my wife now. 6 years married, two kids. So back then, she actually funded Truman Services, which is now Truman Steemers, and we basically just went and got a van. I went to John Dunn, bought a portable. But even then, my business didn't basically take off the right way. And that's one thing I do through my YouTube videos to try to keep guys from making that same mistake that I did. So when I started with really no marketing, no education in marketing. So the way I basically survived for almost 5, 6 years, I would go put those little road signs that you see on the side of the streets,
The like saying
the
that
little
whatever
they call them
Marshalls window coverings was installed here, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I survived for almost 6 years, just putting those signs out, going out like 1 o'clock in the morning, putting out signs, 50 signs here, 100 signs here. And I was basically, working
Jeez.
for the wrong people. So again, like you just said earlier, I was basically just surviving from one job to the other, not making any money, always broke. But eventually, after about 5 years of that, I just realized that I had to just turn the table. I had to stop
You
doing it.
did
And
that
then
for 5 years. Is that what someone called on your page the other day? Bandit signs?
yeah, bandit signs, yes.
Why are they called bandit? Because you put them out in the middle of the night?
Well,
You gotta
I
wear a
don't know why
mask when you're doing it.
I don't know why they call them bandit signs, but we just call them road signs, or just I just call them damn signs. So that's what I did for 5 years, man. And I did a video on this a while back. It was named that video on YouTube. It was called "Not Reinventing the Wheel, but Reinventing Yourself." And I never forget this story, man. I never forget this. And that's when I changed my mentality of how I was going to basically redirect my business, no matter how much money I had. So I never forget. I was at Popeye's Fried Chicken. Me, my wife, my two kids, and we went to the drive-through, and I gave the cashier my card. And here it is, like a $25 meal, Mike. And the girl gave me my card back. She said your card was declined. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And I would never forget, man, that night, dude, I went home, and I'm not ashamed to say it because I'm pretty sure we all been through our hard times. But man, I
Yeah.
cried so much that night. That night, man, is the night I changed my mind and said, enough is enough. I can't do it no more. I can't keep working for these lowball cleaners. I can't keep, customers. I can't keep being a overnight guy, just trying to make a few bucks here and there. And from that
Yeah.
day on, all the people that I had that was so-called customers, I told them I was not doing the 5 rooms for $69 no more. And that day right there, man, changed my life. It really did.
And
And
they didn't
from
let
that
you have the
day
chicken dinner?
forward, oh, my wife
They
paid
didn't
for it.
let you
That's
have the
why I
chicken dinner?
cried. Yeah.
Probably because you're hungry.
Yeah, man. That's why I cried. My wife had to pay for it. So but it was a lesson learned. I'm happy that it happened that way. And after that,
That was your
man,
kick in the pants. Yeah.
yeah, it was. And from that
Hey,
day
what's with
point,
the
man,
name
that
Truman Steemers? That's the company name?
it's me. I get that question about 3 to 5 times a week from
I
different
bet.
consumers and customers that use me. My name is Courtney Lee, and when I started my business, I didn't want to have a business. You hear some guys awesome, clean, super clean. I didn't want to have one of those generic,
Yeah.
names, and I also didn't want to put my own name on. Lee Steamers. So blah. So anyway,
Yeah.
again, man, I'm a very spiritual person. So I asked the Lord to just give me something that would sound real unique, real professional. And I never forget, man, I was just writing a whole bunch of names down, and I came up with True Man, TrueMeMan. And I said, that don't
Okay.
sound right. It's almost sound like I'm desperate. So something just told me to drop the E. So I dropped the E and I said Truman. Truman. And I repeated that name for like 50 times. I said, I like that Truman. And that's what Truman came up, just sitting on my bed thinking about a whole bunch of names. And it came to me. And next thing I know, I have a lot of customers say, well, did you name it after Harry Truman? And I'm like, who the hell is Harry? I didn't know we had
Sure. You don't have to give this explanation 5 times a week, do you? You got to come up
yeah,
with something quicker.
yes, yes, I
Just say I
do.
named it after Harry Truman, ma'am, and then it's in the subject.
Well, I didn't know who Harry
It meant a
Truman
lot to
was.
me.
One of my customers told me. So, but that's how I came up with Truman. I think it's, like I have a lot of people that have actually told me that said, I chose you because of that name.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
good.
So sometimes I even think about changing my name to Truman.
Your name?
Yeah.
You'll never.
just become Truman.
Yeah. So did you start out? I mean, you were steam cleaning most. Well, hell, you did portables and vortexes, man. That's quite the range. So you're always a hot
Hmm.
water guy. But have you ever dabbled with any, end cap of any sorts?
Well, basically, I got into the end count from guys like yourself, Rick, the guy over the Excellent Supply. Actually coming to Mikey's Fest last year, which drew my interest to NCAP. But I will be honest, and I hope this doesn't, it is what it is. It's just my opinion. The last 3, 4 times I've done NCAP, I wasn't happy with the results, and I'll tell you a story. I have a guy that owns a commercial building not far from where I stay, and I've been cleaning this building for about 5 years. Well, every time I cleaned it, I used, hot water extraction, used my truck mount. Well, one time he wasn't even there, Mike. Check this out. He wasn't even there. And I used the DS2, bunnet clean it, pre-vacuum, bunnet clean, post vacuum. He
So you
called me the
say
next
monically. So you're using a 175 with fiber pads or
175,
something.
yeah, with the cotton pads. And
Okay.
he called me back the next day. He said, Courtney, I'm still going to pay you for this job. But he said, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what you did this time, but it does not look the same. So I told him, I said, well, you know what? You're not happy. I'm not happy. I'm going to come back and I'm going to re-clean it. When I came back to re-clean it with my truck mount, so much residue was in that
Yeah.
carpet. I couldn't even use a acid rinse. I had to just use plain water to get all that residue out.
Oh, so bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
so
don't have a Cymex or an OP machine?
no, I don't have an OP machine or a sign mat, just my
Yeah.
CRB and my 175.
Yeah. Well, in Florida, we got to get you behind a Cymex. In my opinion, it's really the only way to really end cap dirty carpet. All the
Okay.
rest, you can do clean carpet. You know, you don't even need to
Yeah,
use an end cap. You can spray a Procyon or any light, neutral base kind of thing. But if you really want to hide the dirt, and I mean, that's really what you're doing, right? Let's be honest.
yes.
I don't think anything beats the Cymex, and I've tried them all.
Okay.
And you need that weight. I mean, you just can't even pick up a Cymex by yourself, and then you put on that
Oh
heavy
wow.
duty. I call them the Carhartt brown pads that Will Damon sells, and it just
Mm-hmm.
grinds it in. And I've done so much side by side testing with it, Courtney, that it stays looking cleaner longer. There's less wick backs, and usually it dries brighter than compared to steam cleaning with even our Vortex machine. So
Wow.
it,
Okay.
it can be done, but it's all about that Cymex or a real heavy, aggressive OP machine. With a 175 at 80 pounds, going that slow, as you see, you see it yourself, it just doesn't do it. It only works
It
on
did. Yeah.
second floor and up work, where it's just a spot here, a spot there. That's all it's going to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, but no, that'll be fun because Rick's going to be there. John Don's gonna, they're big Cymex users, and we'll find some areas where we can do that. But because there's
Okay.
kids there, we're gonna have to steam over it afterwards, so we can sleep that
Exactly.
night. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So I'm just working down my list of questions here. So nowadays, what sort of advertising does Truman Steemers do?
Very little, man. I built my online presence when I first started tapping into marketing. 6 years ago, it was all Google this, Google that. So I started doing AdWords. Man, I did AdWords for a year, a whole year. And I tell guys my story, man. I was spending. One thing about AdWords or any marketing, you have to pay. You have to pay to play. And one thing I like about AdWords, it doesn't care. Google doesn't care who the company is. All it cares is who's paying the most. And
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing I learned about AdWords is that, if I want customers to call me and get these potential leads, I have to play with the big boys. So back then, when I was doing AdWords, you're talking about 5, 6 years ago, man, I was spending anywhere from 2,000 to $2,500 a month. But see, this is the thing that a lot of guys ask me, Mike. When I tell them how much I was spending, the first thing they say, man, damn, that's a lot of money. And that's my thing is you guys are worried about the wrong thing. It's not how much I was spending. The question should be
Don't
how much I was
forget,
making,
which was
and
what at
that's
the
why
time.
exactly. So I started marketing. My first online presence was actually YP.com, which was Yellow Pages. And I think I came in right in the end of them basically just collapsing. So I was getting jobs. I was paying like $500 a month for Yellow Pages, and it was paying for itself. But back then, I was getting jobs like 50, 60 miles away. Older people, things like that. And I did that for about a year. And then that's when I tapped into the AdWords. Google started taking off. I started learning about SEO, doing my own SEO. Now I rank high than any other companies in my area doing SEO, marketing my website, keywords, things like that. So that's how I basically start marketing my business through AdWords. But back to your question, nowadays I might spend maybe $300 to $400 a month on Google Boost, basically just boosting videos. I'm a big fan of video marketing, and but as far as
You're
that
boosting them where?
on Facebook.
Okay. But you're boosting videos. Hey, it's me, Truman. I'm out cleaning here, and
Basically, yes.
video kind
Well,
of stuff,
basically just cleaning videos. Me showing the
before and
one,
after stuff.
yeah, yeah, cleaning the carpets.
Okay. And then that links back to your company page on Facebook.
Yes,
You'll spend a couple hundred doing that. And how many calls will you get from that campaign?
man, dude. When I tell you, Facebook has basically been good to me this last year. Facebook, bro, I'm telling me, comparing it to Google 5 years ago, it blows Google out the water. A lot of guys ask me, I don't know if it's just my videos or whatever. But put it like this, if I spend about 300 to 400 a month on Facebook, it can probably bring me anywhere from 2 to 4 grand a month.
Two to
So
four
you
off
talk,
your $400 investment.
yes,
Nice. Yeah.
very good. I mean, that's probably the best return I've ever had off any marketing is Facebook.
And what are how would you define the customers that are calling you off those ads?
How am I finding them?
No, how would you define them? What's their average? Are they in
Most of my
homes? Or
customers.
is the wife at home?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Most of my customers, if you go watch some of my video, most of my customers are mid to kind of high end. I'll say about 70 to 80% of my customers are mid end customers. So these are basic stay at home moms. Got $300 to spend on cleaning services, things like that. Or a lot of the customers that I attract are customers who've tried the big name brand companies like Stanley's, Zero Reses. They didn't get the results that they thought they would. So then they find me because I hear that every week. I tried this company, I tried that company. I wasn't happy. So I just want to find someone that can do it right. And, again, build a relationship to have someone that instead of, my thing is turning customers into clients. So that's my business model is I want to turn customers into clients. So
You
again,
think
most of
they're still searching, but you say because they didn't get the results. You sure it's the results or because they got the tech of the week and the guy kept his head down and didn't chat it up with them and pat the dog and talk to them
well,
about their kids and all that?
I hear both sides, but mostly from the consumers that I use that use me from the stores I hear is mostly the results.
I think that might be what they're saying, but I think it's more they didn't find a personable guy like yourself. I think that's the most
Yeah.
important thing. They're searching someone out there where next time they don't need to be there. They can call you in when they're on vacation or at work, and that's
Mm-hmm.
that's what people keep looking for. Once they own the home, I'm not talking college kids or transients. I'm talking people that are well established are going to be in that home for maybe the rest of their life. They want to find that one and only cleaner that they completely trust. You could probably be running your 175 over that carpet. That doesn't even matter. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
they're
Exactly.
looking for you, not the results. But if you do a killer job, then you're in like Flynn, or I mean, it's gold at that point. But you could be a subpar cleaner and have a killer personality and do just fine.
And that's so true, man. You know what? I will tell you this is that I think when I was a portable guy, and I knew I wasn't doing the best job I could because again, having experience with the truck mount. But I used to have
Yeah,
customers who would tell me, they say, Courtney, I used another guy. He had the big machine, the big truck mount. But we like you, man, because of your personality,
yeah.
And I have customers, man, that I have the garage code too. They leave the key in the front of the door mat. I have the alarm code, and I'll show that in some of my videos on YouTube. And again, man, I think that's very important, like you just said, is that finding that one guy or that one guy you can, and I'm not gonna say you're right, not company, but that one guy you can trust because I realize that a lot of people don't want different people in their homes. So I think
No,
that's one of the most valuable things about being an owner operator is that these people really get to know you.
yeah. No, I worked for Coit for 13 years,
Oh, you
man.
know what? I might one Kevin, what's up? He's one of my good customers. Kevin, I'm gonna tell you about Kevin. Kevin been using me since day one, since my portable
Oh, you got
days.
a customer
And
watching? Oh,
yeah,
no.
and Kevin, he's a hunter. He lives like in the woods, man. I'm talking
Go
about
floss your teeth right now. Don't
he's
start
he's
talking
like
about sleep.
he lives in like the scary woods. But one thing about Kevin, man, when I moved, I live like probably 60 miles away from Kevin. And I remember about 3 years ago, I told Kevin, hey, Kevin, I'm not servicing that area anymore. And he said, okay, Courtney. But I said, I got a guy that I can refer you to. He said, okay. Well, then the next day, there you go. You got my alarm code. You see there? That's Kevin. So Kevin called me back the next day and he said, Courtney, how much? And I'm like, what do you mean, how much? He said, how
How much
much
to
is
get
it
you out of here?
to get me out here?
Yeah.
And Kevin pays me like pretty like he paid me almost 50 more percent for me to still come clean his carpets to this day. One of my best customers. Kevin, man, thank you so much. That's one of my best customers. I got the alarm code, the dogs barking at me. I've seen his kids grow up, man, since they were like 1 years old. Good customer. So that's the kind of customers we're talking about. The customers that can trust you in their home without them being there.
Yeah. That's what it all comes down to and that's the part where you got a problem is once you need to get off the truck. And I went through this, I don't know, I guess I started hiring employees, I don't know, maybe 12 years ago or so after I broke my leg and getting the type of employee that will provide that same feeling, I had it with my
Yes.
kid, but I've had a lot of other guys and so far so good, knock on wood, but it's a challenge, super challenge. When you drive around and you see other carpet cleaners, are you checking out their wrap? Or are you looking at the window and goes, is this guy like me? Is he the type that's going to be, stealing the hearts of homeowners everywhere? It's pretty rare, where you see someone that has
Is is
that aura about him. And like you said earlier, you can pinpoint a guy if he's going to be successful or not right away. And you can usually tell just by looking,
Yep, exactly. So that's what it's
yeah,
about, man. And that, I think that's one of the challenges that I have is that, trusting, I have a helper that I hired about a couple of months ago. And here's another thing. This guy, this kid, he's 22 years old, and he used to work for Stanley Steemer. So he has that whole aggressive selling mentality. And I'll never
yeah,
forget around Thanksgiving time, we was doing this, we was doing a new customer's home, and he offered the guy Scotch Guard. The guy said, you know what, just Scotch Guard the stairs and the hallway. Okay, cool. He said, don't worry about the living room. So then the kid comes back and he asked the guy, he said, hey, well, how about can we Scotch Guard this room for you for $15? And the guy was like, you know what, man, just go ahead. And I pulled my guy to the side and said, hey, man, see, you can't do that because now that guys think that we're just here just trying to get as much money out of him as possible. And I think sometimes when you hire guys who have, there's another one of my good customers, Miss Rochelle. Hey, Miss Rochelle, how you doing? But um, the thing about it is when you hire guys who work have a little experience, I've learned being in this business is sometimes it's almost impossible to break those habits that they have.
yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's their personality. That's why you never want to hire, a guy that's already been cleaning carpets. If he's looking for a job, that's not good. And they already have all
Yes,
those bad traits, especially if they came from a bait and switch organization, which is the last thing that either of my locations, whether it's my kid's deal or mine, no bait switch whatsoever.
yes,
And I have to really lean on my guys at all to sell anything above and beyond. They're just not comfortable doing it. But I'd much rather have that than them, doing what I did in my Coit and Miller days, where you got to walk into every job and she's walking you through the house, telling you what you want's done, and you're not even listening to her. All you're looking for is dirty sofas and extra rooms and HVAC and wood floors and all that other crap, because it's the only way to make a living
exactly.
is you got to sell, 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 and
Yep.
it's
What's up,
tough doing
Chris?
both.
It is, man. And that's one thing about me. I just never been a salesperson. I never been one of those people. He said that's why I started using Courtney on my first home. We had him come out a long way and leave my door open. He knows my alarm code. I leave the money somewhere with no worries. Yes, you do, Kevin. Thanks again, brother. Um, but yeah, man, that's what it's about, man. Is that I never been one of those pushy salesmen guys because to me, it's just not a comfortable feel because I know how I am. When you go to a car dealership and or if, or you go to you looking to buy
Yeah.
some furniture, and and again, that's their job. But my thing is in the carpet cleaning industry, it doesn't have to be your job. You know, you don't have to just make your money off of being a pushy salesman. Now, I will say, man, you got some guys out there that they can turn a $50 whole house ticket into $1,000. I've
Yeah,
seen it
one
done.
time.
Yeah, that one
And they
time.
calling you back.
But they ain't
Yeah.
calling you back. That's true. But my thing is, you know, I just never been that person because I know how it feels when people do it to me. You know, the sales and the pushy sales, and man, it's just so much, almost drive you crazy to the point where it's almost like, you know, you're being forced to say yes when you don't want to say yes. So, you know,
So you're doing your Facebook ads. Do you think you had the problem? And I know it's our problem in both our areas where most of your customers think you're doing so well that they don't bother spreading the word. You know, like, oh, yeah, I had to wait so long to get Courtney here. He must be so busy that, you know, I don't need to go out and tell the girls at the tennis
oh,
club or whatever.
no, no. On my end, man, I will say that's been a good blessing for my business that customers, especially the mid to high end customers, they tell people about you. They post videos like Kevin, a lot of my customers, man, Miss Rochelle, she's a school teacher. She's told other teachers about me that have used me. I've done Kevin's dad's house, his rental home. So a lot of my customers, man, really spread the news about my services and not more of Truman Steemers, but more of Courtney. You know, I have, man, I probably got over 1,000 reviews do equal up to different platforms from Facebook to Yelp to Google. And if you read most of my reviews, the first thing you see is Courtney. You never see the word Truman Steemers, all you see is Courtney. So
Yeah.
she said,
Hey,
"Will
look,
you
I just
go?"
got you a job here. I don't know if you'll
Yeah.
go to Woodstock.
Oh, that's a man to hate, man. I go, but it's gonna cost you a little extra. Um, and so yeah, man, a lot of my customers or my clients do use me over, and that's another thing I like about being an owner operator is that when I go on vacation, those customers and those clients they understand. You know, so I remember when I first started taking vacations, I would be afraid to go on vacation. I'm like, man, these people call me, what am I gonna do? And they say, no, I started hearing it more and more. Like, well, Courtney, you enjoy yourself, you enjoy your family, we understand, and you just call us when you get back.
Yeah. That's how it is now for me in this area, and it was at the beginning in the Santa Cruz area, you know, where I started the first business. People just, you know, they love to see a guy like you and a younger me succeed, you know. And it's awesome being part of the community like that. And to be honest with you, it's really fun starting over again, knowing now,
Yeah,
you know, what I should have known then. But it's been
yeah,
a
you're right, Bob. Yep, and it is,
football
man. You
today.
know, the good ones the good ones will wait for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. The ones that, you know, the dog exploded or the realtor job, you know, that's only a one-time job anyways. But the people that
Yeah,
have you out, you know, every 9 months, they'll wait. You don't have to
yeah,
worry
they'll
about
wait.
that.
Yes, man. So that's one thing about me, man. I never worry about losing clients because again, you know, I just know for myself and I know a lot of the guys in my area is that a lot of them are not going to do what I'm going to do because they tell me, you know, they say, man, every time I call you, you talking to the customer, you talking about this. And that's my job is to find a way to engage with my customer. And you know, and I know that about 70 to 80% of our customers are usually women. And this is what I tell guys, man. Anybody that's watching in business, especially the service industry, one thing I learned about business and dealing with women, stay-at-home moms, I don't care how good of a job you do, if you lose that woman's trust in any kind of, put it like this, if you make her feel uncomfortable in her own home, I guarantee you'll never be in that home
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. No, you either got it or you don't. You shouldn't even have to think about that. But unfortunately, a lot of carpet cleaners do. They got to modify and think about their behavior the whole time, and they're the ones who are always going to struggle. But you know, when you're a natural people pleaser, for lack of a better term, it just
Mhm.
happens.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go through all these questions here when I get done with mine because there's a lot of good ones.
Okay.
Um, Courtney, you mentioned something the other day when you called me about having a helper, and you said you occasionally have one. You don't have a guy that's always with you, correct?
No. I just started having a guy with me maybe a month ago. So, and he's not working with me now because it's kind of slow. And again, just little things he's been doing, that's one thing about helpers, man. I've been down that road before, and I noticed that, helpers is that when you have someone that's riding in the van with you 8, 10, 12 hours, it's impossible for it to just stay strictly business. It's going to get personal because next thing you know, you're talking about your kids, your wives, what
Right.
sports team you like. You checking out women. It starts to get personal, and when it starts to get personal, they start to get comfortable.
Yeah.
And then they just start doing these little things, man. I just can't stand. Like, for example, we was at a job, the last job he was with me before, I took, I go out to my van. He's in the house cleaning, and the passenger passenger door is just wide open. I'm like, how the hell you forget to close the door? You know, um, you know, uh, I don't have money today, so now I gotta feel sorry for you and buy you lunch. Can you drop me off? My mom can't come pick me up, and it's just one of those things, man. I just don't like. It pulls me out my comfort zone, because and then when you get into the customer's home, they try to talk to the customer and you don't know what they're talking to the customer about. Yeah, so they're just one of those things, man. I'm just kind of guy, probably like Bob. I like to be by myself.
Yeah. But what's your backup plan when you break your ankle next week?
Well, Mike. To be honest, I hear guys talk about breaking your backs and falling downstairs, and in the end of the day, man, you can be an NFL player making $10 million a year, and your career can be over just like that. So it's one of those things. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even think about it. I don't think
Yeah.
about it. I have money. I'm not. I mean, of course, I have money. My wife is pursuing her career, but it's one of those things, man. I put everything in God's hands, and I just let it go. So I'm pretty sure, as far as I've come, in my career in this business, I know it's only going to get better and better. So again, breaking my back, being hit by a car, things like that. If it happens, it happens, but it's not one of those things that I sit and
Well,
dwell
there's
on.
sleepover. But
Yeah,
in other words, you got 6 weeks of survival money while your broken ankle heals, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Be amazed how many carpet cleaners don't. And if you don't, make it your goal this year to be socking away. Figure out what you need to pay the rent and keep your truck mount payment going and everything else for at minimum of a 6 weeks, ideally at least 3 months. You never
Exactly.
know, but
You never
how many
know.
times have you slipped down a staircase stepping on a wet pressure line, and you're holding the 175 and trying not to ruin her walls and you throw your back out and
Yeah,
crap happens then.
yeah.
That's what actually, my wife broke my leg in an adult hockey league that we were playing against each other, and so her payback was she got to learn how to clean carpet overnight.
For
Luckily
real?
for her, I just got like that the week before. I just got the very first glided lawn that was made and sold into this country. So I had a butler, and which had pretty good suction, but that glide saved our business and probably our marriage and certainly her back.
Oh, wow, it is
That's
awesome.
good timing. Yeah, but from that point on, I always had employees. But
Okay.
every area, every demographic is gonna be harder to find people. But I certainly know what you mean about driving around with them, and things do get personal. I mean, I got
Mm-hmm.
countless stories on employees. Anyways, always good to have a backup, right? Whether it's physical or financial.
Yes.
Um, let's see. So nowadays, sounds like you're almost all residential. You doing any commercial?
No, I do very light commercial. I only do the commercial that comes to me. So, for example, I went and did an estimate yesterday for one of my customers. He owns a business. So I cleaned their home, and they were actually a referral from the next door neighbor, pretty high end neighborhood, and went out, gave him an estimate on basically, man, carpets have no spots, no stains. Doing it Saturday, probably take me a few hours to do it, and basically, I only do the commercial jobs that come to me, and only if I want to do it. So
Right.
I don't really, market commercial, but if it does come my way, and if it feels like something I can tackle, or if it feel like it's my effort, it's worth my time, I will take care of it.
Well, it's just you. You obviously can't work nights because you're working all day.
Yeah, I don't
Probably
work
don't want
nights.
to work Saturday or Sunday. You got young kids, so it's
Yeah.
like us. It's mostly the offices or businesses of our customers. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I don't go looking for Denny's and Long Fats. And go clean in the middle
Exactly.
of the night. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I do know. Yeah, no commercial like that, none. I don't do any of that.
Yeah, I think when you get a Cymex, though, you may look a little different at it. It's so dang easy to go plow out major square footage with one of those things, as opposed to because I know you got a smaller truck mount. You don't want to put 300 feet of hose on that thing, right?
Exactly. Marty, no
Yeah.
one works night. Marty, I don't live in Atlanta. I live in the suburbs. But yeah, man, you gotta guys gotta get me on that side match because you gotta make me a believer before I invest into to it. But so far, man, my faith in cap is not too well right now.
Yeah, yeah. No, you haven't seen a thing yet, so I'll look forward to that. We'll make sure to do plenty of it and say Pete. Maybe I'll talk to the hotel. Maybe they'll let us do their lobby or something too.
Okay.
Um, so hey, on your group, will you let your competition on there?
Oh yeah. The reason
Yeah.
why this one thing I always tell guys I help so many guys within a 10-15 mile radius because one thing about it, man, I always tell guys I don't believe in competition because there only can be one Courtney.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like you got it wrapped up. Um,
Yeah. I do not I don't believe in competition. I don't believe in
well, certainly too, if they're new, uh, you got kind of a funny story here in Nevada. I moved here like, I don't know, 2.5 years ago, and there was a guy that's been established here for 30 years. He's got tons of accounts, and like most guys at that age in their business, he got a little lackadaisical. So I come into
hmm
town and I start snagging some high profile stuff, and I won best carpet cleaner twice, and now the guys, at first we were all friendly, but now he's all pissed off. And he drove by me the other day and gave me some obscene gesture. And it's like I've tried to throw the guy's way. But now it's like
Yeah.
I guess I'm making them have to get off his lazy chair and work at it. And so now the guy
Yeah.
hates me.
Well, you know what, man? I will say this that when guys see you on top of your game, and I will say the social media platform has really showed me that. And I'm the kind of person I can sense jealousy, I can sense envy. People smile, but I know it's not really a smile. And that's why I say sometimes you have to keep those people close to you so you can keep an eye on them. But I will say that, a lot of people, that you consider competition, they're only competition because they're the ones that's competing against you. Like I said, I compete against nobody in no forms of life because I feel like what's in my life is already written and nobody can do nothing about it but the man above. So when I see guys competing, I see guys making certain comments and things like that. To me, it's just like air. It just moves. I can't see it. I can't feel it. I know it's there, but it does not affect me the way they think it does. So that's one of the things about, man, competition, the guys in the big, because I see it every day. I hear some of the things that they say, and again, some of the, like you said, the gestures they make towards you when they see you out in public. But again, they're the ones that have to live with it because I say this: if you feel a certain way about me, that basically means that you're not doing something right in your life or your business.
Exactly. You said your wife's doing her own thing now?
Well, my wife is pursuing a real estate career, so she wants to get into real estate.
Yeah. That's a tough gig. You think she's got what it takes?
Oh
You
yeah,
know
oh yeah,
successful
because
realtors. Yeah.
yeah, I believe she does because again, I don't think that again the Lord will guide her in any other direction that He don't want her to be. But if she gets into it, and if not for her, she'll know. But right now, I support her doing it, and I think she'll be okay with it once she gets her foot in it. So she's she's doing her thing, man. I'm proud of her, and that's one thing about being husband and wife. You have to, no matter what you think about one another, you have to keep encouraging one another because I feel like if I don't encourage her, who else will?
You'll have her videoing face. Marty and his one-liners here, man. Sure can be
Yeah,
distracting.
that's my buddy
Hey,
Marty,
Courtney,
man.
you ever regret not separating yourself on Facebook? Because I see all your family members are on here and your neighbors and your customers. You ever, and I know Sager has thought twice about this because he does the same thing. He has one persona on Facebook, and I think I have 6 of them. But you ever wish you'd put together a Truman Steemers profile where you talk to carpet cleaners, and then a Courtney
Well,
Lee where you talk to friends and families and neighbors?
Well, I do, but the reason why my family is actually able to see this video and my customers, because they are my friends on Facebook. But if we was to put it like this, if I was to do this in Cleaners Connect with you, only people on Cleaners Connect will see it. So this is
Right.
more personal. I got to figure out how to do that so people who just follow my business can see it. But one thing I will say about YouTube, man, I talked to Mark Sager about this, and sometimes I have that mixed feeling with YouTube because a lot of guys find you on YouTube and they see what you're doing. And again, I do it from the bottom of my heart to help guys who want to get into this business. But one thing I'm gonna tell you a story, man. The beginning of this year, I was doing conference calls. I was doing free conference calls where me and my buddy Chandler, we were doing these conference calls, and guys all over the nation that would find me on YouTube, they would call in, and we'll just give them again, tips about the business, talk about the business. And man, I would hear these guys might come in. Like one guy, he told me he was from like North Carolina. He gets all this stuff from John Dunn, and he said, Courtney, man, I look up to you, man. You my hero, blah, blah, blah. I got this plan. Man, I'm gonna make 100. This is what he says now. I'm gonna make 150,000 my first year. I'm gonna pay a guy 50,000 to do the work for me. And long story short, the story that happened about 2 weeks ago, that guy put a story up on Truck My Farms that he was getting evicted from his apartment. And what happened is that about 4 or 5 of these guys were my friends on Facebook. But now these same guys are like turning on me. And that's why I put on my Cleaners Connect.
Imagine that.
Yes,
Welcome to my
exactly.
world.
And that's why I put on my Cleaners Connect page about 2 hours ago about, they love you, they see you as a hero, but when they can't fly with you, now you're the villain. And that's one thing that, really kind of, I'm not going to say it hurts me, but it does bother me a little bit because you really try to help these guys. But one thing I've learned, especially, good people by my side, is that people really don't want help. They really don't want help. When you hear guys, because guys come into the business with no experience, the best thing I can tell a guy to do who wants to get into this business, and they don't do it, but the best advice I can give guys is to go work for someone. And that's one
Mhm.
thing about this business. I was going to do a video on who are we to blame in this industry for the lack of education and knowledge of this business, because what other industry can you get in as easy as carpet cleaning? You can't get in, you can't become an electrician, a plumber, a lawyer, a doctor. Carpet cleaning is that business I've seen so
Yeah.
much where guys can go to all these financial companies, grab all this equipment, no education, no classes, but they are a professional carpet cleaner.
All right. I think window cleaners and tile setters are about as easy, you know. Um, and you need just
Yeah.
about as much talent. But this person here, Kevin April Nichols, is that a friend of yours or a
hmm
customer or someone you know?
No, that's one of my
You
clients.
see what?
One
Yeah,
of my clients.
yeah. I'm not sure if it's a he or a she. He's kind of one. Uh-oh, hold on.
They're,
Made the
they're, they're, hu-
comment
they're
that there's
husband
no
and wife.
need. Yeah, yeah, a shared account. But there. I guess people, your customers don't realize, there's things to talk about in this business that the ins and outs that you don't really want to share with your customers. Whether it's upselling
Yeah.
techniques or whether end cap is moral or, running a water claw telling them, oh, we're going to magically get all the pee out of your subfloor with this little plate here. There's so many reasons you don't want your customers talking or listening to you talk about the ins and outs of carpet cleaners. And that's why I chose to create two profiles. You'll see my Mikey's board account, then you'll see my Nevada account. And
Yeah.
my Nevada account is,
Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. I said, this is my personal page. So, I'm like, I didn't know how that was going to work. So I guess I have to set up another page, like you said. So when we talk about different carpet cleaning things, it will
yeah.
only be the people in the industry.
I mean, you really want Marty coming onto your personal page and making lip smacking jokes and all that kind of No.
I like Marty, man. I wish Marty can make
Yeah, but
comments.
he's got to stay in your carpet cleaning world, not in your client
Exactly.
world. Yeah. All your customers are going to lose respect for you if they see you hanging out with that guy.
Exactly. But yeah, man, but it's just, this business, man, it just, I'm like, I just feel like it's something that needs to be done because it's like the machine that you see for sales and the portable, you go to credit list, eBay, man. I tell the one thing about this business, you will never have a hard time finding equipment.
No, that's for sure. So on your page, has it become a problem with your wife and how much time you spend on it?
No, it
Does she
doesn't.
ever say, "Oh
Because my
man, you're
wife,
on that thing
no,
again"? No, she understands.
nah, she stays on social media just as much, yeah, just as much as I do.
Oh, okay. That's you're lucky then. She's addicted as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you thought about any potential way to monetize your page there, so you get a little back for what you're putting into it time wise, and you can start selling
Like you said,
ride-along
if I were to start,
videos or Taiwanese wands or anything like that?
I've been thinking about doing, maybe some classes myself, motivational classes, ride-alongs. I want to make sure that everything is structured right, from insurance purposes, make sure that it is the right person, because again, I just don't want to bring, the thing about ride-alongs, I had a few guys that, did it with me, for like maybe a few hours, but it's like, I don't want to use my customer's home as a training facility. So, there's just one of those things, I would probably have to talk to some of you guys about is how would that work, bringing guys, from other states and you really don't know them, you just know them from social media and you're bringing
That's a
them
huge
into your
risk.
company.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Huge
one of those
risk.
things that I thought about, with the ride alongs, like, because I have guys that ask me all the time about ride alongs. And again, yeah, the money, sounds good, but at the same time, like you say, it's a big risk because
Yeah.
I don't
You
know
got to think
you,
about it. I mean, if they're brand new, they don't have equipment, and they just want to come see if it's right for them. That's one thing, but that's where you take the risk of bringing a stranger into your customer's house, and it slows you
Exactly.
down. Slows you down dramatically. But then, if you got a guy that's got a year or two into it, and he's got a whole bunch of questions, maybe you go right along with him. He pays
Yeah,
to
yeah,
fly
we can
you
do that.
out and house you, and cover your time away from your business. And I'd look at it that way. But does he have the money to pay for that?
Exactly, because I'm talking big bucks.
Or you just send them the Rob Allen ride along video and teach them how to sweep corners, set up corner guards.
Hey man, you know what, Rob? Never mind, never mind. We get to that another day. But yeah, man. But again, man, I love this industry a lot. Again, I'm 36 years old, and I see myself doing it for a long time. And another thing, you never know who's watching. You know what, man? You know what the best story of this 2017 was? There's a kid.
What's
I
that?
did a video on YouTube, and
Oh,
this
the little
kid,
guy
man.
that had a Mark Sager doll with him.
Yes, man. And to hear that guy, that's a good
Yeah.
idea, channel. Do a YouTube right along. This kid, man, he's 14 years old and he wants to be a carpet cleaner. He's been wanting to be a carpet cleaner since he was like 9 years old. He's a fascinated with carpet cleaning. And he asked me, he said, Mr. Courtney, before you leave, he said, do you have Mark Sager's number? And I said, yeah. He said, do you mind calling him? And man, I tell you, Mike, just to see the glow in that kid's face and his eyes after he got off the phone with Mark, it was almost like someone like me met Michael Jordan or something. Like and that was like one of the best things about this business. Like, man, you really never know who you have an impact on and who's watching you. And that was a good story, man. And that day, that kid, man, to hear him talk about carpet cleaning, and I told him, I said, man, you just stay right here because in about a year or two, I'm coming to pick you up. And
I let Mark Sager do a ride along with me once, and he ruined my damn Kirby. Never vacuumed a wool carpet before. He blew the whole thing up. Had a whole sheep stuck in the dang bag. Knocked it right off the port.
What? Wow. He said, I remember that too.
That is funny. It is something I enjoy doing. I've had a lot of guys come out, or I go ride with them. But it's fun to clean with other pros, where everybody's equal. Sometimes you're nervous, and it's not so fun. But if you can get a guy that relax, like you go out with your buddy, right? Chandler. Wanted to call him Truman, sorry, but don't you guys go cleaning together at times?
Have me and Chandler ever cleaned together? I don't think we have. I mean, we network a lot because Chandler he's in the city of Atlanta and I'm in the suburbs. So if I have customers that might be referred to me, because I don't show up nowhere in the city. So if someone calls me from the city, it's usually a referral and I'll refer them to Chandler and he does vice versa. But as far as I don't think me and Chandler ever done a job together. I know me and Tillis has. I network with a lot of guys in my area, but Chandler, he's what we call super high end. Do you service Alpharetta? Yes, I do service Alpharetta, Justin. I don't think we never done a job together. But we was at Mikey's Fest together, so that's probably about the closest we did a job together was at Mikey's Fest. Yeah.
Is he coming out too in March?
I think he is. Chandler, you coming out in March?
Awesome.
Yeah, I think he is. I'm trying to get a lot of guys to come out, so we're going to see who's all talking, who's all walk. So a lot of guys say they was coming this year because they seen me there last year. So we'll see, man. So you just want to, again, man, like you said, just show that we're all equal. And no matter, Chandler is slower worker, but he is. Okay, Chandler said, I'll be there. But yeah, man, we're all equal, man. We just have to again, respect one another's business models because, sometimes guys not other guys for being owner operator. That's why I put up that post about a month ago, and I didn't know. I knew it was going to be a home run, but I didn't know that post was going to be out the park home run. And those are my only questions. Is that it was basically what's wrong with being an owner operator?
Oh, right. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. And I said the same. I don't think nothing wrong. I mean, I see guys 60, 70 years old still pushing the one. And again, man, I tell guys all the time. Customers ask me all the time, is carpet cleaning hard? No, it's not. I mean, you have a lot of fat guys cleaning carpet that's been doing it for years. Guys tell me, man, carpet cleaning is a workout. Carpet cleaning is not a workout.
Yeah, go pick strawberries for a week, right?
Exactly. It is not a workout. And then me, once I get into that home and I start wanting, it's like, man, it's like I don't even realize what I've done until I'm done. It's like my mind be in a whole nother place. So it's just like it's almost like meditation for me. It's just such easy work, but it's definitely not hard.
You said Chandler's on the high end, and so where do you call yourself? Upper middle class?
Yeah, upper middle class. Yes.
Yeah, and you charge how, by the foot or by the room?
I charge by the room. First 2 rooms is my $100 minimum, and each room after that is $40.
40. So you probably got like a $250 average or so.
Yeah, but my average right now is between about $250 and $260. Trying to take it up last year is about $220. So I raised my prices twice this year. So at first I was doing the 2 rooms for like 100. I always had a two-room $100 minimum for the last 2 years, and I was doing
Mhm.
$30. And then again, my buddy Chandler always encouraging me to raise my prices. And again, especially with my reputation in my area, having 230 something reviews on Google, having 160 reviews on Facebook, all 5 stars, videos, pictures, things like that. People referring me on neighborhood,
Blogs, yeah.
sites like yeah. So and then I took it to 35, then I'm up to 40. So right now, my average job is anywhere from like 5 to like maybe 8 rooms. Like yesterday, I did one job yesterday and it was 7 rooms in the hallway. So there was a $325 job. Took me like an hour and 45 minutes. And I noticed that, again, and that's a crazy thing. That's a twisted thing about this business that the people who usually pay the most are the people who carpets are usually the least dirtiest.
Yeah, exactly. Charge more, work less. Yeah.
Exactly. Make more work less. And
So
like the
what would
people,
happen if January 2nd you raised your prices to 65 bucks an area?
I don't, well, I mean, only way I would know, just raise my price to $65 area. So
Yeah.
I don't, it's one of those things is that you have to learn the equation. You might lose 10%, but taking your prices up, another 15% will basically balance out, the but I'm to the point where I want to feel comfortable with my prices, and to the point I don't want to run what I already have built up over the years off. I don't want to lose customers taking the prices up, because customers see that your prices are going up, and they say it sometimes. They say, "Well, Courtney, your prices went up since last time," and I tell them, "Yeah, the cost of chemicals, the cost of gas," and they understand. But I think at a certain point, I think you got to know when to kind of clock out.
Yeah. And so
And again,
you're
that
doing a
does
full
base.
house for 250, right? On average, 3 bedroom
Well,
house,
yeah,
staircase, living room, dining room.
well, let's say 4 bedrooms, hallway, stairs, living room, dining room, family room. That's about 8 areas in the hall, so you're looking at about 365.
365, and that family is making what a year, do you think? Over
Mm,
100
husband,
combined?
wife. Yeah, I say
Yeah.
a husband and wife, maybe about 75 to 100 a piece. By the neighborhoods they live in, the estimate on the house, I say anywhere 75 to 100,000 a piece.
A piece. Yeah, I think you could go up a little more. I bet I bet you they got 400 to spend on carpet cleaning once a year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you got to give them a little more. Might need to get a bigger truck mount. Get a
Yeah.
little
Hey.
cleaner. You just got the super wand. Maybe you got to charge a
Exactly.
little more for that.
Yeah.
You
If I
know,
get a truck, if I get a new truck, my prices definitely will go up. Somebody got to pay for it.
that's always the easy one to just say, hey, see that thing out in the driveway, ma'am? Someone's got to pay for that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
I don't know. With all everything you've told me, jeez, if anything comes out of this whole interview, I'd say that's the best advice I could give you, man.
You lose
Raise your
garage
prices.
codes. Exactly.
I
Okay.
think you're a little cheap for what you're doing because you're pre-vacuuming, pre-scrubbing, slow rinse, maybe a little fan dry when needed, right?
Mostly fan dries. I'm not gonna say that I pre-vacuum every house because most of the customers that I deal with usually pre-vacuum before I get there. Definitely pre-spraying. Usually cleaning. Wanting, rinsing, fans, and that's about it. So every job, I just base my methods and my procedures off what the job needs. I don't think that every job should be CRB.
No, probably not. No, definitely not. Not if it's a repeat. Nothing's really happened, since the last time you're there. You can put down, quality product and rinse it out with your super wand there. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if you raised your prices something where they notice, I would whip out the vacuum and hit the front door in front of the couch where the dog sleeps. Even though when they saw I already did that, say, well, I just want to make sure we got it all out. That'd be that little extra added value touch.
Yeah.
And you probably are going to get something out, but that really impresses people when you go the extra yard to do the vacuuming. There's only so
Yeah.
many things you can do, corner
Yeah.
guards and tarps and,
Well, you know what?
sucking it
Yeah,
in.
I'm gonna say I think that's one of the best things that I see that customers get are pleased by is the cellar door and the corner guard. You'll be amazed when I put down corner guards and customers say, "Damn, I've had my carpets cleaned 10 times and I've never seen no one do that."
Yeah. I guess it's so dang commonplace nowadays that I think a lot of people do corner guards. But the
Yeah,
vacuuming, because it takes more effort,
yeah.
I
You'd be
still
surprised,
think
man, how
that's
many guys
a big winner.
don't do corner guards.
Not in Atlanta.
Oh, not not here where I'm at. You would be surprised. I mean, it's
Hmm.
like getting guys to buy. I mean, I've seen guys at John Dunn, and I tell those guys, like, man, won't you buy you some corner guards? Man, I've been doing it for 10 years. I don't need them.
What about tarping floors? You throwing down
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Protect and
Hardwood.
stuff?
Yeah. I always
Yeah.
protect the hardwood floors. Yes.
You post groom?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Post room. Yes.
Yeah.
Raking the carpets. Yeah. Lift the fibers back
Yeah.
up. Yes. I'm so good, man.
You ever
I'm so good. I
work
post room
close
and
to
burger
home? You ever
carpets.
leave fans behind and let them bring them back?
No.
No, I do that a
No.
lot, even though we don't even need it. Here in Nevada, I do it, and the fans usually back them within 2 hours. So it's totally unneeded because it's so dry here. But in Santa Cruz, we do it a lot. But yeah, we have a shop there, so it's easy for them to bring it back because it's on the main drag. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, I said there would be a
that's
reason to take the price up, going back picking up fans all day.
no, we don't pick them up. They got to bring them back. I mean, every
Oh,
once in a while, you get a little old lady that can't, physically put it in her car or whatever. But most of the time, they got to bring it back. And on the coast there, the humidity's high, and even with a vortex, aerotech, sometimes they need it dry quicker than 24 hours, you know, and leave them a fan. So you get those little omnis or the dry pods, so they can easily lift them.
yeah,
You
I got
know,
drop pods and little Omni fans. Have about four Omni fans and three drop pods. So I try to every time I clean a room, I throw a fan in it. Especially with that Devastator, man. That Devastator, man, it's amazing. And then I mean, I've done jobs, Mike, where I've called the customer back and they were like, Courtney, 2 hours later the carpets are dry. And that's what a combination of the Devastator, dry strokes, and the fans.
mm you said dry strokes. Is that as rare as corner guards in your area?
Well, I
People
mean, I
don't dry
can't
stroke.
say. Yeah, I mean, I draw stroke because I see how important it is. Again, dealing with Mark Sager, it's just not about drying the carpets faster, but also getting all of that soil that
Yeah.
has been really impacted, from the jets and the pressure. And I can definitely see that with the Devastator one with that window, just doing dry stroke just to see how much more
Mhm.
soil comes out is amazing.
Yeah, we were just talking about that on Mikey's board today. If there's water still in the carpet, it's not clean water. It's dirty water. So yeah,
Exactly what,
keep
yep,
dry stroking till that window doesn't show anything, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Uh, Um, so what's your now that you're making millions, what's your next truck mount setup going to be? You got a
Uh,
Rolex. I think you got a BMW. You got a rich real estate wife. You gonna get an
Dodge.
Aerotech or something?
No, man. ProMaster. I'm eyeing that Dodge ProMaster, and
Yeah.
maybe a Chief or a Hydromaster 423. No, I don't want a clean. I don't want direct drive, Marty. I don't want a Butler system. You know what? For some reason the Butler has like, I see a lot of guys using the Butlers, but I just never, hearing some of the stories about, taking those machines out, because it is a direct drive.
Yeah. I'm all with you. If you're gonna go direct drive, it better be a diesel. That's what we run.
hmm
In Santa Cruz, and over here, I just don't trust the gasoline engine to spin the dang things, man. You know,
Yeah,
I know Sneakers had good luck, but he's also had bad luck. You know,
exactly.
I think you got to be in the mindset that you got to toss that unit every 5 years. You know, that's a
So
pain
what,
in
the
the
direct
butt. Not
drive?
everybody's set up to do that.
You talking about the direct
Next,
drives?
Direct, yeah, the GM, if you look at the big companies that are running Butlers and Eidermasters, they don't keep them very long, you know.
Mm.
They usually go through one motor and one tranny, they swap them out, get a few more years out, and then they bail them, you know. I don't want to buy a new truck every 5 years. I mean, I guess some people need to do that for tax purposes, but I'd rather buy something funner.
Yeah, I mean, the see guys, like for example, what's my guy's name? Ken Jordan. To see that he's been using the same machine for like what 20, 30 years. I mean, I see a lot of guys, man, still using these same slide ins for 20, 30 years, just
Yeah,
popping
looking kind of
them.
nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, so but yeah, man, but I definitely like that Dodge ProMaster, but I'll see what my next machine is going to be. A lot of guys speak highly about the Sapphire 370. They say that's a bad machine.
Yeah, I love mine. I'm really glad I got it. Not, well, I got a killer deal on it because it was a demo model. It was in the Sapphire circus truck. And they pulled it out, and I couldn't pass up the deal because I really was pretty unsure what I wanted to do. I was actually thinking about one of those Larry Cobb units just because it's so dang simple. I
Hmm.
had the Judson unit for a while, but I hated the propane. I knew I didn't want to do that anymore. But yeah, now that I got that 370. Really, the only issues I've had with it were all my own fault. It's and it's plenty, especially for the type of stuff you're doing. You ever go beyond 150?
No,
Yeah,
my my
yeah,
my average drive is about 100 feet.
yeah. So 4.6 blower is fine. Marty thinks he's running a 4.7, but he doesn't really know what's in there. It's a 4.5, just spinning a little faster.
Well, yeah, that's what I want, man. Hopefully, I can get a good name for myself, man. Someone start throwing me some free equipment like you guys. Hopefully, this video do me some good.
The damn thing about Facebook, man, you can't put any banners up there.
Exactly. We just did a 600 run.
All right. Well, I'm really excited that you can make it out to Florida there.
Oh
I always
yeah.
try and have different kind of speakers than the average shows. I like to have guys just like you come out and speak about what they're doing. You know, not the guy that used to do it 30 years ago from the back of their Dodge Omni.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody needs to hear the old gurus. They're all kind of done it with carpet cleaning anyways. Howard and Joe Polish, they've moved on to real estate agents and dentists and billionaires and all that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
let's oh god, you want to go through these questions? Holy mackerels, man! There's so many of them.
I know, man. Yeah, I think somebody's
I'm
gonna
not
be
even
getting to
sure if
you.
my phone here is saving them all. But Christopher King wants to know if you use CRB every job. I think we addressed that. No, just when
No.
needed. I'm the same way. Uh-oh, speaking of old gurus, Steve Toburin was on here watching. I wonder if he's still on. Mike, do I use a touch of gray? No, that's all natural. I can't. Some of these questions pop up. I can't see who's asking them. It's kind of a weird program. Um, Marty says I won't have that 375 years. Well, I've already had it for 3 years, so I don't know why it wouldn't last another 2 years. You dipwad. Uh, Make sure you line your new ProMaster with tongue and groove wood. Yeah, that's a good idea. No, I didn't get it for free. Jacob Brown says he just did a 600-foot run. Good Lord, that's a long ways. That's when you get a Cymex.
Exactly.
Mikey drives an airport shuttle van. This is from a guy that has wood paneling inside his vans. Did you see that truck with the wood paneling? Good Lord. Oh, Aaron
That's
Jewett's
crazy.
busting my butt about touch of gray, looking fresh. What's up, boys? I thought we had some good questions, man. This is all just BS. Uh, there's a go. What's the piece of equipment you could not live without? Devastator
Shit.
one.
Right now, I was just about to say it right now, man. Probably my Devastator one.
Yeah.
My Devastator
Yeah,
one,
with
man.
that
That's a
shitty glide on it, right?
yeah, man. God damn, that's a
Tom's
great
tried to
damn
call me
one.
like 6 times during this interview to yell at me about talking about that wand or the glide.
I seen I seen it earlier, man, and I seen I was gonna I said, you know what, I'll let that be their battle. I'll just sit back and
He
watch.
got all mad at me. Man, I had a whole bunch of people call and buy this wand, and everybody was bellyache and didn't come with the slotted glide. And yeah, I showed people, I did it myself. I didn't say it came with it. We did auction off a couple, but that ain't my fault.
Exactly.
I think you haven't done yours yet, huh?
I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna get to it this week though. The Conway
Yeah,
one.
better run that by Missy. She might get mad at you. You're gonna ruin
He
the
said
whole
Courtney
wand
is
according to
killing
her.
the Conway on how much did that tool change your performance? Oh man, I'm gonna say, damn, bro. I can't say really by numbers, but I would say it was definitely 15 to 20%.
20% what?
More airflow.
Oh, compared to what were you using before?
1.5 inch Mach 12.
Mach 12, and that's a good one too. Okay.
It is a good one.
Um,
Yeah.
you had called me like in your first or second job with that wand, and you were asking about changing the jets out because you noticed like you had a little lack of heat because you went from what 4 flow to 8 flow, and I think
Yeah.
I told you just to stick with it for a couple of days, and because you have so much more suction and more impact with the extra water coming out of there that you're going to be able to wand quicker, and I thought you'd get about equal heat, right?
Yes. And
Did
I
you
did. And I
so did
did.
you end up leaving it at 8 flow?
I left at 8 flow, and I see what you're talking about. I'm getting more better of a flush. Actually, with the 8 flow, is that I recommend the guys is that yeah, 8 flow is going to be better. You might lose a little heat, but you'll make it up with the flushing, but also using less pressure. I mean, man, like actually, I've cleaned heavily soiled carpets with the Devastator, man, at 450 psi. Where my Mach 12, I'm turning up to 700 psi. So it
Yeah.
definitely makes it, yeah.
Well, do this. Take that Mach 12 to work with you, next time you go out. Put that on and feel that mist. And they call it a mist because you're at 4 flow. And then put your 8 flow Devastator, and it's just like it's literally twice the water bashing into your hand. And more
Mm-hmm.
importantly, the droplets of the water are bigger. The flushing is just tremendous with that wand. But I'm
Yes.
cleaning five. I've been slowly rising it up. I think I'm about 550 now on PSI, and 1 or 2 dry strokes, and it's still super quick.
Yeah.
And then man, I can't even tell you last time I took my 360 out of the truck. Didn't you put? Was it you or your buddy that put his up for sale?
Me?
You, the
Yeah.
360.
Mm-hmm.
You're not using it anymore, right?
No. Been sitting in the garage, man.
I still got it on there for those occasional nasty jobs, but I don't market myself just like you to those kind of customers. If you need a
Yeah.
360 on every job, you're doing something wrong. You're cleaning for the wrong people.
Exactly. Actually, man, to be honest, I had the power one. I sold it. And I just bought the 360 just to say I had a 360. I mean, actually, I think out of the last, I think I had it for about 8 months. Out of 8 months of cleaning, I think there's only one job that I can really say I needed it on. But other than that, and that lady begged me to clean
Yeah.
that. That was the nastiest carpet I've ever seen in my life. But other than that, man, again, the kind of jobs, the chemistry, again, when to pre-vacuum, CRBing, which is a great tool to have, very versatile tool too, besides a 175. But I just really don't need the 360. It's just one of those tools. Us as carpet cleaners, we get so caught up just buying something just to say I have it.
Yeah. Jeez, man. Again, I can't remember the last time, but I'm not doing that much work over here. Um, my guys with the Vortex Aerotech, they're 10%. They'll use a rotary extractor. Um, Other than that, they'll use a CRB and one of their wands. But they have an older Devastator, actually the second one made, and it doesn't. I don't think it has the same vacuum airflow tricks that the new ones do.
Mm-hmm.
Same swivel, it has the new manifolds and all that. But Tom can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it has that. But you don't need it with those trucks. I mean, you clean with an Aerotech before or a Vortex. It's like Tom developed this one for these small trucks, the 4.7s and under. Aaron says he just finished his carpets in his house an hour ago, and it's minus 15. I thought he was going to say how quick it dried. But yeah. Anyway, getting back to the rotary, I don't think I'd ever not have it on the truck. Like Vince Sapp says, there's always those jobs where you just need to sit there and hover on an area and just flush and flush and flush. And, especially with that brush head, man, there's just nothing that can out clean that tool, unless something other than something, exact same design, like the mighty T-Rex with its brush head, I'm sure does as good a job.
Yeah.
Hour and a half, man. It's a long Facebook Live. You got any questions or
Man.
anything else you wanted to talk about?
He said, "Will the devastator work?" Yeah, it will. That's what I have a 36 blower, Mike.
Mike Nelson? Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and actually, Mike, and you should tell them that the devastator was actually made for smaller units.
Oh yeah, totally. And some people haven't caught on yet, but the 12-inch Devastator will be out by, definitely by the time Nexus, end of the month, end of January. And that's going to have an 1.5-inch tube, but the way the tube is connected to the head, there's some little performance airflow tricks there that I think the thing is going to have as much, if not possibly more suction than the 14-inch.
Wow.
And it's going to be 1.5 pounds lighter, which is a lot. And with a 12-inch head, it's going to be less wear and tear on your elbow, pushing around that swivel head. I think the thing's going to be super popular. So hopefully I can get one of those before that show so I can speak about it with authority, because we're giving away one of those and a zipper wand and a 370. All at that Nexus show for one lucky winner. And then we're going to have, I don't know, probably another $15,000 in prizes to raffle off, where all the money goes towards the Ronald McDonald House there in Las Vegas. Mike Nelson, Courtney, and I both have 14-inch Devastators. That's all that's available currently, but there is a 12-inch that's coming out.
Wow.
Sager says he's still going to run the big dog 2-inch. Yeah, you're getting old, dude. You're going to have to back down. Same with Bob Pruitt. He's going to need the 12-inch too. That guy's like 102 years old or something.
Man, Bob do 2 jobs a week. He is A-OK. Bob don't do nothing less than $1,000.
Mark Sager wants to know if he has to be present to win the 370. Yes, you do, Mark. You have to be there.
I heard the story. Yeah.
All right. Well, Damon Rydell. Damon, how'd it go with Mr. Mason there today? Did you have some fun? Bob says, still make as much as you. Raise your prices. I'm too new to I'm already the highest cleaner in town here in Nevada, but yeah, they need to go up higher.
Well, hey, that's the thing with me.
Delivering. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing with me, man. I'm the highest guy in my area.
Yeah. I could probably double my prices here at some point, but people need to see what I'm doing, because no one else is doing the whole 9-yard treatment like you and I do. Not even close.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Bill Pennington says he's looking forward to comparison between the 12 and the 14. Yeah, you and I both, man. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Hopefully we'll have it down at Mikey's Fest.
Oh, for sure by then. Heck, we should have the tile glide by then, I would hope. Courtney, do you do much tile and stone?
Yes, I say about 15 to 20% of the my business is tile and stone cleaning using the XS12 CRB. Man, CRB works wonders on tile and grout. I mean, it's a good machine on tile and grout. But that's why I was just about to ask you, man, about that new. I know Tom is working on a tile one.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, because the ones that I've been using just are horrible with the water
Yeah,
recovery.
yeah, they're all, they start out good, but as that brush starts wearing and kind of flaying out, yeah, the
Hmm.
recovery's horrible.
Yeah,
Most of the time, if I'm going to use a wand, I just use the dang glided wand. You know, you just got to keep the pressure down to about, oh, geez, I don't know. You might be able to get up towards 700, but it
hmm,
recovers great. You're going to torture your
exactly,
glide a little bit, but works really good on, vinyl floors. Anything
exactly.
flat, it
Yeah,
can be a little clanky on grouted, stone. I wouldn't do it on stone. You're too likely to scratch it.
exactly.
Um, but yeah, there's a lot of floors that you don't need or want a spinner on it. So there's certainly a need for a much better tile wand out there. And Tom's got
Yes,
an
yes.
idea or two. Hopefully he can pull it off. Brush wand, a waste of money. Well, Mike, man, these questions are coming in so randomly. I can't follow what the hell they're talking about. Mike might like July better. What are you talking about, Sager? As far as visiting Minnetonka? I'd actually like to go out there in the real winter and see what that's all about. Courtney, you doing any countertop work or shower stalls or any of that nastiness?
Do it every now and then. Customer ask me for. I usually charge very high when people ask me about the shower stalls. And I have a little device. I'm gonna tell you one of the best tools you can use for shower stalls. I'm actually gonna upgrade mine this year is vapor steaming.
Oh, the real vapor? Where you're
Yes.
just doing it with a little, yeah, that works great. It's just super, super slow. Yeah,
It's super slow, but yeah, compared to
it
trying to
melts it
get that
off.
chemistry to yeah, it melts it off. So, compared to try to get the chemistry I mean, of course, it's impossible for it to hold up on, shower stalls falling down and you're wasting chemicals and you're sitting there wrestling with a shower with a hand towel cleaner. Vapor steamer is probably the
Mhm.
best tool to use for, again, shower stalls.
Do you have someone that has one of those gadgets where you've got to try it?
Oh, you have the what now?
Or you've got to try the vapor steam or just at demos or something?
Oh, no,
Have you
I
ever
have one
actually
myself.
gone into? Oh, you already have
I
it.
have Yeah, I've already had one. Yeah, I bought
Oh,
the little Mighty one. Yeah, Mighty made a little one. It's a little blue one. Costs about $400. So I have that one now. But I'm going to get one. I'm going to get some of the ones that's better pressure, better heat, made by the ones that look like stainless steel boxes. They usually run about $1,000. But the Mighty was just one just to kind of get my hands on one, get familiar with it. It basically just pressurizes the water, gets the water real hot, and when you pull that trigger, that's how I cleaned my grill this week, but it's just pure steam. It just melts, like you said, all that stuff out the shower, just no chemicals needed.
so when you're doing a shower wall and you're loosening up the soap scum and mold and all that, are you
Yeah,
wiping or kind of doing a lighter rinse with a different tool to
lighter,
push it down the drain?
yep, lighter rinse to push it down the drain. I have my truck mount with my pressure washer gun. So as I'm cleaning it with the vapor steam, I'm just hitting it with the gun with about 700 psi and push it down the drain.
So a walk-in shower stall that's got a, whatever, a 3x3 footprint, and you got to hit half the walls, let's say, up high, usually okay. The back walls, usually okay. How long is that going to take you to steam the whole thing?
You're looking at about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and my price on that is anywhere from $200 to $300. The
Hmm.
last one I did was about $250.
And you're just using like a fine nozzle, like a pen tip, right?
Yeah, well,
Glass
it's a
tube.
nozzle, but no, it's a nozzle, but it has a little scrub brush attachment on it, so you're scrubbing it while the steam is coming out through the nozzle.
Oh, stiff brush,
Mm. Yeah, a little
and the
stiff
brush can be
brush.
replaced.
Yeah, it can be replaced. They have a different attachments that come with it. So it kind of like you stick it over the gun. So this is the nozzle. You
Yeah.
stick the brush on it, and as you pulling that trigger, you're just scrubbing it, and that vapor's hitting it and just falling right off.
Hmm. And you say you got a Mighty one? Mighty Vapor
Yeah,
Steamer?
yeah, Mighty Vapor Steamer. Costs about $400. They got a new one. They had a one that come out. I think it's about 600, 700. But I'm going to invest in a better one that I seen online. I forgot what they're called. I saved it in my my files. But yeah, look it up. The Mighty Vapor Steamers, a little blue one.
I see one. The Mighty new 1500 Focus Vapor Steamer, $900 basically. Is that
No,
the
no, no. I
one?
got the one. I got the one probably less than that. I know which one you're talking about.
Here's another one that looks like a shop vac. It's man, it's $4,000. Um, huh. Well, I'll look into that. But I know I've always
I think.
known that works. I thought it was much slower than an hour and a half.
Oh no.
That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I'll take a picture of it, send it to you. The one that I got.
Okay. Are you you said you're looking at getting something different? Something more powerful?
Yeah, something more powerful, more pressure, hotter waters, just something just to work faster, or that can do the job faster.
Uh-huh. But I mean, once it's steam, how do you get hotter than that?
Well, no, 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 different. I guess the heating elements heats the water up to different temperatures. So the one that I get, it gets the water. It says about 210 vapor, but I've seen some that get up to like 280, 275, 280.
So you can just go through more a little quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a cheapo one. You sure you didn't get the bro deal because you're so popular?
Oh no, no, I didn't. Let me see if I can find it.
I'll have to
Yeah,
ask Marty what the heck's Coastie's name again. Steven. He's down your way. He does a lot of vapor steam work. Um, yeah, you see other ones, in that price range, and then you got this one for $4,000. You got to wonder what the heck it does for 4 times as much.
I wonder if they. Yeah, I'm on Mighty's website right now. I see this one, the 15. Yeah, I think that's the 15. That's the one that just came out like a year
Yeah,
ago. Like a cart. Vapor steamer. Huh. I'm gonna take a
that
picture of the
looks
one
bigger
that I
than what you
have.
got.
Yeah, mine's is way smaller than that. Mine's like $400. You know what? Because actually, Chandler Thompson has the same one.
Okay, well, I'll look into it. Hey, Courtney, have you
Yeah,
messed around with your Brush Pro doing any wood floors with the compound cleaner yet? Did you catch
I
on to
haven't done
that?
it. I haven't done. I seen that video, the compound cleaner on the Brush Pro, but I have used my Brush Pro on wood floors for pre-agitation. Very, very good. Adding that to your steps of hardwood cleaning.
Yeah. No, I'm at the point where on all three of our trucks, we always keep the compound in there just because you run into rugs that, are bleeders. They don't want to send them
Mhm.
out or like, the wood floors or heck, even, super lightly soiled carpet that's 10 stories up or something. You don't want to drag hoses. But mess around with it, man. Reg from Carpet Cleaner America, he'll be at St. Pete.
Okay.
Uh, we'll find some more areas to do some demos, but it's pretty impressive. My guys did a rug in a Jillionaire's house last week, or rugs I should say. That the last time we steam cleaned them, we had to go back the next day. We knew it was going to do it, but they were going to wave, so we
Mm-hmm.
went back with a closed steamer and pressed them out. We didn't have the time to go back this time. It was just a couple of months ago, so the carpet was very lightly soiled. So we just did the compound cleaner and no waves and looks brighter, smells clean, and all is
Wow.
good. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I'm always
but yeah,
on for new yeah techniques. I call compound clean. I call it cornflakes.
pretty much. And that's what it
Yeah.
is, corn cob. But sometimes you throw the stuff down. It's yellow, and you pick it back up, and it's yellow, and you feel like you're wasting your time. But
Yeah.
other times you pick it back up and it's, coffee brown and you're like, wow, man, I actually got some soil out of there. just as much as you would, doing a
Exactly.
bonnet cleaning or a chem dry or whatever.
Do you ever use the test for compounding
Oh, Bill
cleaning
just
for
asked
small?
the same. Yeah, the 10-inch works fine for compound cleaning, Bill. Absolutely. Just carry the little renovators with you and a couple different brushes. We use the soft brushes when we compound clean, wools and silks and whatnot. And then you want the stiff ones for doing wood. But man, we did that lobby in Prescott with that. It was incredible, Courtney. I mean, the stuff was coming up just jet black, and the floor was like so visibly improved. It was
Wow.
amazing, actually. Yeah, it was something
Now with
else.
the compound cleaning, is pre-vacuuming part of the steps? Do you have to go back and pre-vacuum? Because I've heard
For
in the
carpet,
past, I've seen, yeah.
oh well, you gotta pre-vacuum the carpet just like any other method.
I mean,
But
I
then,
mean
the
not
Brush
pre-vacuum, but I
Pro
mean
with those
post-vacuum.
renovators, yeah, they'll pick up, let's say 90% of the cornflakes. But then you got to
Okay.
come in with a vacuum with an edging tool or something and get the rest of it. It won't get it all. There's no, obviously there's no suction on those things. Um,
Scott said sawdust was a nightmare. What compound are you using?
the stuff that Carpet Cleaner America and Excellent Supply
Yeah,
sells
actually, yeah. Yeah,
is
actually
it's
supply he
more
sells there. Rick sells
elongated.
one.
Yeah, it's more of an elongated particle, so it's a little easier to pick up compared to like Host or what's the one that Home Depot sells? Capture. That stuff's real
Yep, capsule.
granular.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, they all kind of work. It comes down to how can you get it all up. See this dog? Drive me nuts. Um, yeah, you can get a sample bag or just get a small portion, but play with it. Do something in your house and figure it out. You don't want your customers, rug or carpet to
Yeah,
be the first time you did it. But
exactly.
you're going to use like a good handful of that powder for about every square yard, whether it's carpet or
Okay.
wood. But man, I don't know how many wood floors we've turned away because there was missing finish in areas. Get her over here. Come here. She wants to be part of the program. Come here. Come on. Get up. There we go. You got a dog, Courtney?
Yes, I do. Where is she?
Yeah. Nothing better. Who the? Whew, she stinks. So Walter, either Excellent Supply or anybody who sells Carpet Cleaner America products, which is oh yeah, is that a Shih Tzu?
Yep.
Oh man, we
Maybe.
got one of
Yeah,
those.
right there. Yep.
Deaf and blind and pissing and pooping nonstop in the house.
Yeah, she's
Horrible.
5. She'll be 6 soon.
Ours is 16, man.
Oh,
She's
you
gonna have
got
to take
one?
that long walk one of these days. Yeah,
Oh, man.
she's in another room.
Yeah, man. But I'm definitely interested in trying that compound on wood floors.
Yeah, again, now you can do wood floors that have damaged finishes. People aren't ready to replace it, or they don't have the $4 to $6 a foot to get it sanded. So now you can make a very noticeable difference with zero risk.
Wow.
You know,
Okay, damn. I
you
definitely
have
want
to
to
go
try that,
ahead.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get a
Hey,
bag.
Thomas.
Order a couple sample bags or something before you go get the big bucket, and just offer to do it for your customers. Hey, I know you got this wood floor here. It looks a little sticky, gooey. Mind if I test a new method out?
Okay.
Don't charge them. We give it a
Yeah.
shot, and then
Yeah,
then
I'll
you
call
start
Rick
promoting that
tomorrow.
on your Facebook. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll call Rick tomorrow and get a few sample bags. Now, is that when
we
you
got
say comp? Now, is that
one of those steaming demon or what the heck's that thing called? Where's Meg? Help me out. The
you got to
basic
see?
one of those wood floor cleaners. All it is a dispenser for overpriced neutral pH cleaner, but it wasn't nearly aggressive enough. But we started heavily advertising wood floor cleaner, and it was like wood floor cleaning, and it was like 80% of the jobs that called needed sanding and refinishing.
Mm,
Because we couldn't. That machine that we had put down a lot of water, and it would stain and darken or cup or crown the wood floors. We couldn't do anything. Dirt dragging. Thank you, Mr. Burdick. Um, So, and then on the real dirty floors, we had better luck just hitting them with a red pad or the heavier CRB, and then using whether it's a glided wand or a tile wand, and really rinsing it out. All
Yep.
those machines they're just gimmicks basically. But now when you got a floor, like I said, that it's got damage, you hit it with that corn cob, the corn flakes. You won't believe the color of that stuff, how it gets, man. You might need to bring in a still leaf blower to blow the cornflakes out if it's really bad. You got to use a lot, but you can get it up. Run your truck mount if you need to.
Yeah. Okay,
But
man. I'm gonna
I
try that.
think for
I'll
something
call
like
Rick
that,
tomorrow.
you're going to want to charge twice of what you're charging for carpet, at least.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's such a unique
Yeah,
service.
yeah, wood cleaning is one of my what I call my high end services.
Wool?
No, wood cleaning.
Wool? Wood. Okay.
Yeah,
You see wool carpets up there or down there?
mostly rugs, but not wall to wall. Not in my area.
Mm-hmm. Um, Yeah, Lion, you do need a 10 inch. Everybody needs a 10 inch, I think. Every dang truck out there except for Marty. I think the thing's
Yeah,
so handy.
I don't
I
know
got
why
the
guys get into the debate. They see you using a 10 inch, like, oh man, Courtney, you should have got the 15 inch. Well, I'm like, well, my 10 inch can go on the side of toilets. Your 15 can't.
yeah, and it scrubs a staircase perfectly in either direction. Do you have
Exactly.
the telescopic handle on yours or the extension?
Yeah, yeah, it came with it. Yes.
Yeah, the extension is great. I got a prototype telescopic one, with the buttons, so you can get it to the right
Mhm.
length. Man, that thing's killer.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they'll be selling them with that handle soon. They'll all come with them. But it's nice to have that extra reach because the stock ones, they're way too short. Anybody that doesn't like it, that's the reason why they can't stick it out far enough ahead of you. You got to walk too much with it. But with that extra 9 inch extension, boy, it really changes things. I think it puts more weight on the head too.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, Bob Pruitt's got one. He knows.
Yep. I think a lot of guys have been getting the 10-inch CRBs lately. Like I said, I showed that in a lot of my YouTube videos.
Yeah, Scott, you don't have the 10 inch or you don't have the extension. Extra reach if you're a Sasquatch. No, even ask Bill Pennington. He's on here. He's about 4 feet tall, and even he liked it. It's it's a total must, man. Thing's awesome. The handle, yeah. See, the handle is even too short for Bill. He's not 4 feet. He's like 5 feet tall, but it's a big difference between he and I. But yeah, that thing's such a champ. Just fantastic. They can't even keep them in stock anymore. And 3 years ago, they couldn't even sell them. Pretty funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Scott, call Zipper. I think he's got some spares. Or just call Reg at Carpet Cleaner America. I know they got a few around, but they're still
Okay.
kind of one-offs. Austria's being kind of slow about it. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
a total must.
Cool, man.
Um,
I'm definitely, yeah, you definitely got me thinking about that compound cleaning for hardwoods. I'm definitely gonna call Rick tomorrow at
oh
Essence
yeah,
Supply. Yeah, get some of those samples. I want to test that out because I seen a guy do it. He taped off a little square foot with the blue tape and did it, and it was pretty amazing with the.
that bumblebee outfit.
All right, man. Look like it's time for you to go.
She's going to church.
Okay, and we sit here talking about carpet cleaning.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Anything else, man? Down here, 2 hours. Holy cow.
Yeah, I know, man. It don't seem like it, man, but it was a good interview, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. So I know, yeah, I'll be seeing you soon in the next couple of months. And yeah, man, we just get to rocking and rolling. And
It's
again, man,
only
just try to
3 months. You realize it's the beginning of March, man. So people got to get going. If you're going to stay at the hotel, which I highly recommend, because you saw it there, man. Hanging out at the hotel is half the reason to go.
it
You can
is.
save $100, stay at the Motel 6, but who you going to talk to? So,
Exactly. So yeah, I'll be definitely when are you gonna put it up on the Mikey's board for go ahead and start the
it's
reservation?
all up. It's on the Mike. There's a Mikey's Fest events Facebook group. and that
Okay.
has the hotel link. And
Oh, yeah, you did.
you got to
Okay, I'm going
grab
ahead and
that. You're in that group, Courtney. You
yeah.
got to grab all that info and put it in your group or link to it or whatever. But the hotel deal, which is like about $100 a night off the normal price, it'll only go up because, unfortunately and regretfully, we with Sager and Bill Yaden and I, this is the only time of year we could do it, and it's a very popular time of year in Florida. There's big auto races going on, and the weather's perfect. So there's no cheap ways to go to Florida. It's the hotel's like, I don't know, $210 a night or something. But throw three of your buddies in there, and that's not so bad, right?
No, I think it'll
Yeah.
just be me and my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Bill.
Let Chandler sleep in the bathtub. That'll cut the price down. But yeah, the price is over February 6th, so don't put it off too long, and then it goes back up, and then you got to start looking. But we're right on the water. Your wife's gonna love it. My wife's gonna be there too, so they can
Okay.
hang out
All
and
right,
go
cool,
shoe
man.
shopping. But yeah,
Exactly.
right on the water. There's dolphins around the hotel. You walk over the bridge, and you're in that John's Pass area, which is nothing but bars and restaurants and T-shirt shops and all that sort of stuff. It's a real good area.
Awesome.
The John Don's about 20 minutes to the north, and the Ron McDonald houses are 20 minutes to the east. So we'll
Okay,
have to
awesome.
Uber around or rent a car. But
Yep. I'm going to make my
yeah, I'm
reservations
excited
next
about the
week. So,
location.
yep.
Yeah,
So
don't wait off.
yep. Yep. Definitely be
Oh,
there.
I'm glad you're bringing the wife too. Is she going to come over to the Ron McDonald house a couple times, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You think
Sure.
she?
I don't see why not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think you'll be surprised. Well, I know you went. Yeah, you went to the Ron McDonald house, right?
No, not last year. Last year I didn't come the first day. I went the second and third day.
Oh, you missed the cleaning. You
Yeah, I
came
missed
for
the
the
cleaning last.
classes. Oh,
Yeah, I was just there
oh,
for
oh,
yeah.
man, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, I'll be there
You
for
do
yeah, I'll be there
anything
for
like this in your community? Do you ever do charity cleanings or
no,
anything?
no, we don't do it. Yeah, nobody's doing it here. No. But it's definitely
Uh,
something to maybe piggyback off of you and get some ideas.
yeah, we do like a battered wives shelter, um, family counseling center, the senior citizen center, that kind of stuff. You know, it's uh it's a good way to get your name out there. It sure makes you feel good when you see how you impact these people's lives. But keep some tissues in your pocket when you're doing the Ronald McDonald houses towards the end of the day when the families come home and show their appreciation. Man, they can get a little tear jerky. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I can imagine, man.
Yeah,
It's a
no,
good
it's
feeling.
awesome.
I'm pretty sure it's a good feeling.
It's a really good thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, you're gonna have a blast. Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize you weren't there on the first day last time.
No, I wasn't. Just there for the
Uh,
classes.
Walter DaCosta, how would you get involved giving back? Do you mean in your own community, Walter? You basically find a charity that appeals to you and walk in there and see if they need your services. Pretty easy. Can't be shy about it. But
Exactly.
you'd be surprised at how many of these types of places are paying full price to get their floors clean.
You know what, man? I think that's something I want to add to one of my goals for 2018. Find somewhere, a place local I can give back to. That would be something nice, man.
Hmm. I mean, you're certainly in the position to do it. You know, maybe not a guy in his first year where he's flat broke and has to buy his pre-spray, 1 quart at a time kind of thing. But once you're
Yeah,
established, it's the same community that's supporting you, so it's a good way to support them.
that's true. That's
Yeah,
exactly true.
yeah.
All right.
All right, man. What time's it there? It's 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah, 10
3 hours
o'clock
later.
here. Yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
get ready for tomorrow, man. So, man, it was a great interview, man. I think a lot of people appreciated this. So, hopefully, more questions will start coming in after the interview, and I'll probably be doing some more answering questions later tonight and tomorrow. But yeah, it was definitely a good interview, man. More to talk about in Mikey's Fest.
Yeah. Speaking of wives, Kathy Aranda, that's Rick Aranda's wife. She just checked in. I think she's coming to Florida too. She must have heard us talking about shoe shopping or something. Yeah, it's definitely a place to bring the wives. Even Scottsdale was. Um,
Yeah,
it's nice to have in locations like that, you know.
yeah. I think my wife would be a good add-on this year because last year I went Walmart shopping with Bob and Chandler.
What a treat. Bob Pruitt.
Yeah, but it was fun though, man. It was fun. Thanks, Dan.
So you,
All right,
Chandler,
bro.
and Bob Pruitt were walking around the Walmart.
Yeah, me, Bob, and Chandler walking around at Walmart.
Man, that sounds like a setup for a good TV sitcom. What was that?
uh,
What was that show where the old guy raised those two little black kids in his penthouse? What you talking about? What you talking about, Pruitt?
oh yeah,
What was
exactly.
that show called?
I don't know. I think I know you talking about more like me, myself, and
The Gorillas?
Irene.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we had a good time though, man. So, but
That's
yeah,
great.
well, guys, man, we thank you guys so much. It was a definitely good interview, man. He's a
Eats
lot.
lots of junk foods at the fest.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, man. Give me 5 there, Courtney. Other hand.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go. Beautiful.
All
All
right,
right. All
Mike.
right.
Thank you so
Been a
much. I'll
pleasure,
talk to
man.
you later, man. Later.
See you on the internet. Thanks, man.